dress and my new E-Class. But that's alright, 'cause I'm gonna ride. I can't pay my rent, 'cause I bought Pokemon. Yeah, what up, YouTube? I'm just, doing a quick rant here on how the past does not necessarily predict the future when it comes to something like Pokemon cards. Also, yes, this is a Ricky Bobby ad. When you look at Pokemon cards from the past, like a Charizard, this is a card from my childhood. I did not buy this. That's why it's heavy played, pretty damaged, because I ran around and flexed it, used it, probably brought it to school and stuff. And I have two copies. I have one that's even bent, one that was like put in a pocket, you know. I think my brother and I like ran around at our like local basketball court and stuff and played cards, and like, you know, everybody wanted to flex their cards and actually use them and kind of engage in it. And most people did not know that Pokemon would be so collectible at that time. And so now the items from the past are very rare and scarce in mint condition. And, you know, a lot of people look at that and they think, wow, I should invest in Pokemon cards. A lot of people also watch people like Rudy from Alpha Investments, and they think, I want to be just like that. I want to be some guy who gets rich selling sealed Pokemon boxes. I should invest in this and I'll definitely get rich. The problem with that, though, is like, I'm pretty sure that dude is already a millionaire, right? He also doesn't care about Pokemon. He's like a Magic the Gathering guy. And he was also an early adopter, right? Where you might as well just like buy Apple stock right now and then start telling yourself that you're gonna be like, you're gonna get rich, like you're one of the guys that invested with Steve Jobs in the first few years of Apple, right? People who are early adopters of something that nobody else knows about or believes in, that ends up becoming a very successful thing, those people end up making the most money. They end up making the most profit margin on it because they're the early adopter. They invested when this stuff was worth nothing. And as time goes on, I feel as if you get a smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller return as time goes on. Same thing, just look at like Nvidia or Facebook or whatever. The crazy early adopter types always win the biggest. And then there eventually becomes a time where other people FOMO and basically become fashion victims of something that will probably stagnate and not bring a lot of a return. And if you do research on collectibles, this has happened before with sports cards. It happened with comic books. It happened with action figures. The main one everybody knows about with the FOMO is the Beanie Babies. I mean, just look at Beanie Babies. So just be aware, like don't be a fashion victim when it comes to investing in this stuff. Just collect stuff that you actually like, and it may end up going up in value. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy? I have this just because I thought it was cool, because I was a dumb kid that was like, it's a dragon with fire, and now it's worth something. That's cool. That's very interesting. What ends up happening though is like once you get attached to something, you don't even want to realize the value of it. So that's also an issue. But then also just like look up, do some research on like booster boxes and stuff like that. A lot of people complain that they're very illiquid. And there's also problems with the quality of sealed product. I mean, I bought some sealed items from Pokemon Center because I was thinking about like maybe I could do like some investment stuff like that. And I got like a Pokemon Center ETB. Pokemon Center themselves, they do not put like bubble wrap around the boxes. They ship it to you and it's like the box is beat up, there's dents in the plastic. And that's brand new. You have to think like, what is the quality going to look like in 10, 15, 20 years when I want to sell this, right? The whole booster box thing, it just really seems like a game where like if you're already rich, you can make some extra money off of it. But if you're just like a regular dude struggling, like where are you going to get the space to store all that stuff safely? And how are you going to be able to afford having, $15,000 tied away in this illiquid asset for 20 years, right? If you can afford to have 15 grand tied away in an illiquid asset and you have an entire separate room in your house to store that stuff, you're already more wealthy than 99% of the people talking trash about Pokemon in this space. So, yeah, that's just my quick rant for today. Don't be a fashion victim. Just collect what you like and don't chase the FOMO, man. And 100% do your research. All right, peace.